Hello everyone, I'm called Harisu Fane Kongno. I am from Cameroon. Uh, I'll be demoing on my final presentation on the project Password Reset via email Google Summer of Code 2018 with OpenMRS. So I will just move straight away to the point, like to continue from where I ended with the midterm evaluation. So after the midterm evaluation, I went further to add the REST endpoint to perform password reset. Then I also added some few methods into core, and then I rounded up and finalized core to be fully functional. I will just move straight away and log in as an admin. Okay. Now after logging in as an admin, I will have to use the REST web service which I worked on. That is, I built the REST web service which I added the functionalities in, then I installed it on this running version that we are seeing. So the code that is running is the one that I added, that I worked on during the summer, as well as the REST web service. Both of them are actually the branch on which I work on during my Google Summer of Code. So I will take administration, and then I want to test those endpoints and see if they can actually allow me to perform the actions which I suppose they were supposed to be. So test REST service, and then now I added particularly two endpoints to the password reset resource. So one of the endpoint is to trigger the password reset, and then the other is actually to do the reset proper. So I'll just remove this already prefilled form, then I put the resource name. Now it's going to be a post request. I actually made it a post. Then initially when you are requesting for a password reset, you either provide your username or email. So, and then here you provide the username or the email of the user which we are interested in resetting the password. So I had actually created a user by name Harisu, and I will be triggering this method to actually cause a password reset for this user. So when I take send, okay, send returns a success. What we always see at this endpoint is a success, even if the request failed, like even if the user does not exist or the email for the user does not exist, we always receive a success at this endpoint when requesting for a password reset. But knowing that this user exists because I created it, I suppose this success now should have sent an email to the user. So I'll just have to verify that that has been done by logging into my email account. Then I check, okay, there we go, that's the email. Now it says, hi Harisu, it looks like you would like to change your password. Click on, that's the story. And now this link, actually let me just click on the link. Now when I click on the link, it takes me to the default password reset of OpenMRS. Normally this link is supposed to take me to the this page has not been like updated to take the new functionalities which I've added, because the controller that is responsible for and the JSP that are responsible for these pages are supposed to verify that there's an activation key in the request, and if it does, they don't provide you with all these other old password and new password form. You just have one form to fill your new password that you are creating. So this form will be updated before it can work properly. But since we are testing the REST web service, I will need the activation key in order to do the reset. So I have to copy the activation key, then I move with it to this endpoint. Okay, I move with the activation key to this endpoint, the same resource that I use, but this time around the activation key is going to be in the parameter of the request. Now, instead of providing username or email, I provide new password this time around. Then the new password proper, I provide admin123, or let me just use open mrs123. Then I just need to post to this particular endpoint with the activation key. This time around, if the activation key is correct, it's going to reset the password for the user Harisu who requested for this password reset. And if it's wrong, we are supposed to receive back an error message telling us that there's no user with this particular email. So I'm going to post this one to this endpoint and then see what's happened. Okay, now there's a success at this endpoint. This shows that there has been a reset, like the user with username Harisu has had his password reset. So we can verify this by trying to log in with these particular credentials for the user Harisu and see if it works. So I'm going to copy the password, then I log out as admin, then now I use Harisu to log in. Then now I paste the password that I given. Okay, there we go. Now Harisu has successfully logged into the app, showing that our REST endpoint actually did the resetting of the password for this user. So that's so far what the summer has been all about, and what left to be done is actually pretty much updating the legacy UI to actually with a page to take care of the controller, so that when they say an activation key in the request, it displays you only the form with a field to provide your new password, as well as the reference application, so that when you provide an activation key on the request, it takes you directly to the reset process rather than the default page for putting in old password and new password, which we just saw. As well, there's going to be an update on when creating a user, like when you are creating a new user in OpenMRS. Currently there's no place for you to fill your email, fill the email for the user, so that page also will be updated to be able to take in another input field, email. So far that is what I have done, and I will actually document the work that is left to be done under this video or this short presentation. So I'll say great thanks to OpenMRS for letting me take part and work with them. I'm very grateful, and I wish and hope to continue working on this interesting community. So thank you.